The proposed construction of a vacation home by Canadian developer Jeffrey Robillard on Gopito may result in St. Lucia losing its UNESCO World Heritage status for the iconic Twin Peaks, the Pitons.
And the difficulty, the predicament which we are now confronted with in terms of the possibility of losing our World Heritage status is of utmost importance.
This issue came to light in 2020 after concerns were raised about the development and its potential to harm the heritage status. In 2015, the then Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony granted the buyer of the land the status of approved developer, which was frequently highlighted by the UWP. However, in 2020, Dr. Anthony clarified the meaning of that approval.
Approved developer status is not approved status to construct a property or put on buildings on the site. No Prime Minister on his own has such authority. Approved developer status under the Special Development Areas Act, and incidentally, Soufrière was always designated as a special development area. That simply meant by its inclusion that approved developer status was granted for the purpose of receiving the concessions under the Act. Incidentally, the concession on stamp duty and, of course, vendors' tax was provided for the benefit of the St. Lucian family who, of course, had decided that they would sell the land to the Canadian investor.
In 2017, the DCA rejected a part of the development. Despite this, in 2019, under the DCA chairmanship of Clem Bob, the development got the green light to proceed unilaterally without the ratified approval of the board.
The thing is, if a building is multifamily or industrial and so, the chairman cannot approve it on his own. But once the people had brought it back down to the 3005 and made it a single family private dwelling, the chairman of the DCA signs these approvals. I do that on a weekly basis. All little buildings, whether it's a plywood house or once it's for private dwelling. And the next board meeting, all those things are then ratified by the board.
Recently, the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court ruled that St. Lucia was incorrect in denying the developer's latest building application and criticized the government for not enshrining a set of guidelines in law when it disapproved his permit. The Canadian developer now plans to add an extra 6,500 square foot house to the site, which will compel St. Lucia to defend its UNESCO status soon, according to Housing Minister Richard Frederick.
St. Lucia will be doing battle with the Committee of UNESCO sometime later this year. We need to pray for the best.
UNESCO has been consistently urging St. Lucia to establish guidelines into law to ensure the preservation of its World Heritage status. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.